Hey everyone, my name is Haley Ledford, and this is my video on Christie Koontz. Who is Christie Koontz? Christie Koontz has her PhD in Information Studies, and her passion is for improving libraries and how they serve their communities. She is the director of the GeoLib program at the Florida Resources and Environmental Analysis Center in Tallahassee, Florida. Dr. Koontz has been working in the International Federation of Library Agencies. With the help of one of her professors, Koontz has created a continuing education program which she uses to teach her courses and workshops. Her research. By using a nationwide survey, researchers assessed reasons behind the closure of public libraries. The nationwide survey looked at potential library closures between 1999 and 2003. By using geographic information systems to analyze the demographics and socioeconomics of geographic market areas around permanently closed library facilities and compared them with national averages from the 2000 U.S. Census. The primary goals of this research were to identify which libraries closed using the most recent federal dataset to determine perceptions for closures and to explore socioeconomic and demographic trends in estimated geographic market areas served by closed facilities. There are three components in the research design to this study. The first one is identifying public libraries that potentially closed. The second one is collecting desired data about why those libraries closed. And the third component was analyzing data to identify trends, patterns, and potential long-term library issues related to library closures that should be addressed by public librarians. Findings. The findings included telephone survey results for library closures, permanent and temporary, and socioeconomic and demographic characteristics of the geographic market area within a 1-mile radius. The results assess the reasons for closure, whether permanent or temporary. Participants also offered a variety of suggestions on how to prevent closures which could possibly have a negative impact on users. The two most common reasons for permanent library closures ended up being lack of use and sudden funding reductions. There are other issues that could also be attributing factors, but we see here that these two seem to take priority. The socioeconomic and demographic characteristics of the population provide insight into whether or not the permanent library closures affected particular sets of users disproportionately or not. Due to the lack of local and up-to-date knowledge of a library's geographic market area, the effect on existing library users is unknown, and researchers can only assume that library users reflect the demographics of the U.S. Census block groups within a 1-mile radius. So why is this research important? Why is the research that Christie Koontz has worked on important? The importance of these findings is that they could possibly help alleviate the loss of more library resources in the future. Without understanding the reasons for closures, it could be hard to provide services to the demographics served. Public libraries are one of the few places that offer access to resources such as the internet for free. And when a public library is closed, at least one person, but we know probably many more, are going to be affected. So the importance of this research is to help us figure out how to keep public libraries open, how to serve these demographics, and how to keep from closing libraries permanently. Some other cool research that Dr. Koontz is a part of is the Public Library Geographic Database. The Public Library Geographic Database is a national public library database. It is a project of the GeoLab program, which Dr. Koontz is the director of. PLGDB will enable librarians to better assess such problems as possible relocations and closures of libraries and changes of customer markets over time. So the Public Library Geographic Database is free. Its data is free to access. And this database can actually help librarians answer all kinds of questions and address issues at the local, regional, and national levels. So it is a great source to help librarians in the future keep public libraries open and help them address issues that might come up in their region. So Christie Koontz plays a big role in this research and in trying to help public libraries stay open, help them serve their demographic, is working hard to create and provide courses to help educate them better on how to go along with the changes of their customer markets. And she is working hard to allow free access to things like the Public Library Geographic Database, and just to do what she can to help keep public libraries a free resource for those who need it. And here are my references. Thank you for taking the time to listen to my presentation.